What's happening, YouTube? I'm Transient. Welcome to my channel. As always, we are playing Watcher of Realms. Guys, I hope you're well. So, why are we here? Guys, this is actually going to be a fairly quick video. And it's just, I don't know, me sharing my thoughts, a bit of speculation as to about what something in Minton is doing. Something very small, but it made me think. So, if you recall, well, okay, first of all, this weekend is the banner for Nazar, Amazing Hero, and Beelzebub, Amazing Hero. Yep, so it's a fantastic banner. So it's a pretty big weekend. And then tomorrow there is Ymeret and Lubu. Yep, so pretty big weekend. And also last week we had the big introduction of the painter and paintress along with Elizabeth. Yep, so big summoning weekends. So, what am I bringing your attention to? It's something really small that Moonton had just done. So last weekend we had the big weekend, and we had, on that weekend, we had a spiritual altar, as we often do for big weekend. But one thing I noticed was, in that spiritual altar, now, because it was a big weekend, with a big ancient exclusive lord and 2 brand new heroes, blah, 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 I assumed we were going to have a spiritual altar of about 20,000 or 24,000 or so. And in that spiritual altar would be about 9 ancients. That's usually when it's a big one, that's what we get, 9 big ancients. But we didn't get any ancients in there. Now, I can't remember all the things that were in that spiritual altar, but there were no ancients, if I recall. Absolutely none. Definitely none. Well, I'm pretty sure there were none. So, there were none last week. Now, this week, this weekend's banner, if we go to spiritual altar, which is obviously on, if you look, it's only 7,000, and there are no ancients. Now, this is purely just speculation, because I mean, you can still find ancients in Brave Conquest. They still have the 2 there, which is good. But in Spiritual Altar, where we usually have 4, at least minimum or so, and 9 on a big weekend, we've had none for 2 ancient or 2 big summoning weekends. Now, I don't know about you, but that seems to me one of 2 things. Either Moonton is just moving things around because they're doing something, or maybe perhaps they have a limit for any particular month, how many they get. I don't know. Nothing is in their notes and so on about that thing, or about something like that. But what that seems to me is something's coming. So last weekend, there were no ancients in Spiritual Altar, but there was obviously the what was it? It was there was an event where you could get the skin for Pierre. I believe that was it. There was a skin for Pierre, and you could get 3. There were 3 or 4 different packs that you get, which did have a decent amount of ancients. One was like 3, then 4 and 5, or something along those lines. Obviously, you had to spend W gold, but that's where there were some ancients. So it seems to me that if I was going to speculate, based on just certain things they're doing in terms of how many ancients are actually available for free, if you will, that if it's not next weekend, maybe in the next couple of weeks, there might be a new Lord. Or maybe that's the new Infernal Lord that we know is coming. Maybe that's what's coming next. Because obviously we could get ancients last weekend, but only if we technically paid for them. And 9 ancients is not a small amount. That's a lot to get in one go. And the fact that they've taken that out, removed it, and not even given us 2 or 3, I don't know. If I was a gambling man, I would gamble that very soon, the new Infernal Lord is coming. Now, what usually tends to happen on this game with new heroes, the content creators, the big ones who happen to have access to the test server, they usually get the hero drop into the test server, then they can play around with them, and then they put out a video. For example, there is that new Ancient that's coming out. My apologies. The new tank that's coming out. Arnott, is it Arnott? Something along those lines. There's a new tank coming, and they've all tested him and so on. So it's very possible that he could come next weekend. But you would think, oh, maybe that the new Lord will come out. But I don't know. I have a feeling that actually, I'm just trying to recall. The last new Lord we had was Rivenhold. I'm trying to recall. Did they have a testing for him? Yes, they did. So, okay, let's leave it this. If a new Lord is coming based on the fact that they are limiting the amount of Ancients available, then realistically it's going to be next week that they're going to be testing videos coming out. I don't know. So I just think, based on it's just me throwing caution to the wind, or throwing piss into the wind, or throwing something into the wind, just thinking, trying to have an idea as to what is going on. Because I, 1, don't have access to the test server, 2, I'm not in any kind of what do you call it, leak community where I know what is coming. I haven't got a clue. I'm just speculating based on what I've seen in the game. And the fact that they're limiting the amount of Ancients, at least just before some events, so that you all have to spend all your Ancients. I don't know. I think if I was to bet on when the new Lord or new something regarding Ancients is coming, I would bet it's very, very soon based on that. But anyway, that is just something I was thinking about. I don't know. Let me know if any of you watch this and have a similar idea, or even think that the theory makes sense. Put it in the video. I would love to hear about it. Other than that, guys, I'll leave it there. Whatever you do, do it well. I'm Transient, and I'm out.